So it looks like I'm live already. Yeah, I should comb my hair and like hide my ears, but I'm not gonna because then I can hear you really well. So my ears are so big. Anyway, so here I'm gonna screen share. So I just had like a big epiphany. I'll show you where it came from. I'm gonna show you what I am doing to use AI to like collect signal to know what to do to make some money. So screen 2 is the one I want to share first. So here's my screen. Okay, let's get rid of the infinity chamber. And I was listening to this song right here. Really like, yeah, I'm not looking for more features. Okay, but I'm gonna show you this. This is what I was watching earlier today. And actually now that music's like a little bit loud. Turn it down a little bit. Okay, it keeps me going. That's why I listen to like techno and electronic. And people ask me to listen to their stuff a lot because I used to actually be a DJ, and I've actually made money off selling my own tracks. And I haven't checked my TuneCore account in forever, and I never promoted it. And I've gotten to play my own songs myself on the radio like years ago. Um, Anyways, like it'd be nice to go back to that life someday, but right now I'm focused on something else. And so I was listening to Caleb Johnson's show, and he was interviewing Arlen um, Hamilton, who was homeless like some years ago. And I've been homeless, but then, I started buying real estate out of fear. And then I had to switch my mentality. So then my dog and I were not homeless, but we were in Boulder while I was in engineering school, and my service dog and I went to my kindergarten teaching classrooms together all the time. And like, then we were like going from place to place in Boulder because like we were trying to escape all the time. Like we had to live with this guy. My shaman mom and her son and I like endearingly labeled cockroach man, who like, it's just like all these like crazy places that we were living just so that I could like switch out of teaching kindergarten, which was great, but it didn't provide the life I felt like we deserved. Because that's how I feel I was put here to like have a really great life. And then we ended up at my friend Nancy's house, and it was great. Then we moved back to El Paso, and we have a really nice house now. We've, since then, like all of that has turned around. In my house now, I don't know if you saw another video, I have a veteran. I have like a veteran, I'm a veteran, and there's like right now 2 military that live here. So maybe I don't have little children that I'm taking care of, but I also have other houses that do have children. So I have a lot of like people relying on me to be responsible with like my finances so that I can make sure that they're okay, and most of them don't know like that I own the houses. Like my best friend from childhood and I, like he's my property manager. He and I decided like we don't want that to be public info. Like, you can still look it up, but like for the most part, we don't really care. But why am I saying all this? Because this is my life's mission, is to bring dog kind closer to mankind. And that I'm expressing that because Ms. Arlen was saying that like if you're like, what do I do next? And it seems like it's not going anywhere. It's because you're thinking too small. So my life goal has always been to bring dog kind closer to mankind. And what I'm doing to get there is chatbots. So my specialty is chatbots. And right now at my current job, I'm getting to explore like everything that's AI, which has been great. But that includes like image generation. That includes like workflow pipelines. That includes like reducing redundancy, making better systems, all this stuff, right? But it all comes down to chatbots. Why? And why is it that I am really hyper focused on making my school, skool.com/prompt-engineering course about chatbots? Because the reason why any of it works is because it all comes down to language. So understanding how to be a better prompt engineer will get you whatever results you're looking for. And so what am I looking for now? Well, in this episode with Miss Arlen and Mr. Johnson, they're talking about how you have to deliver a product that's not like so cheap that people won't really gain any value from it. There's a lot of data that shows that you have to like bill at a certain rate for people to find value in it. So I think I need to I'm going to bring down my rate from $9.99 to like, I don't know, like 89 maybe, or 79, probably 89. Because I'm 2% Jewish. I found out one day. I was told I was African American by my dad, but it turned out I'm 2% Jewish. Wow, right. But anyway, the number 8 is like really popular for whatever reason. I don't know where I ran across that. But I'm gonna make it $89. And then I will show you like how I'm using AI right now. I'm going to show you. I'm using AI to find signal for what stuff is going to work, and like making decisions. Like, to me, this is like almost guerrilla style, but it's not anything that's unheard of. It's just like, if you know who to go to for the information on how to get stuff done, you will find out that all's fair in what, like, internet and digital, right? It's like love and war. Like, all is fair right now, especially now that we have AI. Like, you do have like such a good opportunity. And I started to notice the snowball effect with wealth when I lived in Boulder, and I changed like my energetic approach to things. Like, I stopped running from and started moving towards. So right now I'm moving towards, like, how do I narrow down like these signals that I'm looking for. So I did spend like a good year in my research and development phase, which Ms. Arlen talks about, by throwing shit at the wall and seeing if it sticks. And I did put out a video yesterday, where I'm like describing exactly how I started to choose the niches, because the riches are in the niches, right? So I started to put out like websites that I haven't touched in forever and don't really like need to, but they are helping me decide, like what is actually signaling, and then making the educated decisions on what stuff do I keep, which stuff can I toss to the side, is there anything that I should or shouldn't do. So I will show you here in a minute, which ones I'm talking about. So that's a lot of me going on and on, for not real, without giving you like what you came here for. So how am I finding signal? Okay, so I am already subscribed to this Ahrefs thing. Ahrefs is this. I'll show you Ahrefs. Ahrefs. Like, I am part of a digital CEO course in school, SKOOL, the best learning I've ever done for any website stuff regarding SEO. It like helped me get like to the core of what I needed to know. And I've been a freelance web developer for 20 years, graduated with honors, have worked on websites from dentists to pharmacists to like, teacher products. Never had I seen this information packed in one way like they did here. Um, so I just want to be that person for you, as you're learning what you can do with AI, right? So I can yeah. So see here. Like, I decided to take on Art of Ink Studio, who is a local El Paso tattoo shop, because I think tattoos are the one thing you do take to your grave. Even if you get incinerated, it's still yours. So I really support them. And they also have this thing that they patented called tattoo carts, which is another thing that I'm testing signals for. So the guy that owns that shop, I've only met them in person one time, and they do live like miles from here, but I'm not interested in making buddies that I could go hang out with. Like, that's the last thing on my mind. And I have a lot of respect for them, and they have families, and I have my personal life. So like, I was like hanging out with someone that was living here with me, living off of me. And it was always so tricky to be like, I'm not there for that. Like, I got that stuff taken care of on my own. I'm there for like things like this. So he patented this product, right? So the next signal I'm going to do, which again Ms. Arlen suggests, is having like e-commerce and affiliates kinds of stuff. So I already picked the product that I'm going to be testing, like what creates noise with. But anyway, if tattoocarts.com, if you're interested in understanding like why anyone would have picked this, like, I think it's self-evident. It could really save a lot of people from getting contaminated, whether they're getting tattoos or whether they're like people that experiment with drugs, or mobile veterinary clinics, mobile mobile doctors, or that like practice out of their vans, or in like third world countries, like helping them keep organized if there's limited space, or like they have to move, quickly. Anyhow, so that's why I'm taking on this. I have barely touched their website ever since the day I built it. Ever so often I'll throw some more keywords in there, but check out their stats, right? My websites, I'm not really like working on these, so I wouldn't even pay attention to these. Plus, a lot of them went down, except for this one. This one hasn't even been live, and it's actually like generating a signal. So I'll show you the signal here. I think I put it in this right here. And mind you, like I'm under non-disclosure for some stuff I do, but this is like my side hustle stuff, and we're all in agreement with my current contract that I'm okay. It's okay for me to talk about my side hustle stuff. At least I haven't heard otherwise. So anyway, like the El Paso.ai website is one of the ones that I got signal for using AI. And it's like starting to build its own value, right? I know that when GoDaddy tells you how much your sites are worth, or whatever, tells you how much your sites are worth, that's not a guaranteed amount. But what I'm trying to say is like I'm like honing in on what would be my best bet for what is going to make me money, so that I can then spend my time like saving the dogs, right? And so the websites, how did I find these websites? Well, I went to my Ahrefs account. We'll go back to Ahrefs. I went to my Ahrefs account and I started to look up keywords. So here's Keywords Explorer, right? And if you notice, I have like a ton of lists here. So I have, well, not even a ton. I just like started to hone in on some of these lists of stuff that I thought was interesting, or stuff that I got out of the first live with students, like question and answer session that I've posted as one of the, like probably my most popular live session. So some of that is about this. Some of it was based on just stuff I was interested in. The person that's here, like living off me, was a roofer, so I was trying to kind of help with that. And roofing like is a recommended because it pays pretty well. And so then the other one I was using was Google search trends. So some of this I like picked up on my own. Nobody showed me this, but I'm also a data scientist, right? So I'm a data scientist, computer scientist, software engineer. And I have like 20 years plus freelance web developing. And I've also been a kindergarten teacher for 9 years. So like I have to, and then right now I'm an AI integrated specialist. So I have to understand how to like put information together really fast and extrapolate something really fast. Not to mention that in the Navy, my original rate was to do cryptography. That was not like that didn't turn out great. But I still appreciate the experience and all of my veterans benefits. But then at CU Boulder, my thesis was on the effects of post-quantum cryptography on the Bitcoin blockchain. And then that led me to my internship at Seagate, which is a global hardware company that's been around, one of the longest standing hardware companies. So like I have to, for whatever it is that I've been working on ever, be able to compile a shit ton of information together and then make meaning out of it. And I think being dyslexic has forced me to put stuff in colors. And that's what makes it so easy for me to be able to like extract information, right? So how am I using like AI for all this? Okay, so then here I started to look up chatbots as a trend like a year ago when they didn't really exist. So then what I would do is I would type in, so this is the nitty-gritty, right? Chatbot. So I'm going to search for it. Here's my web search. The interest over time seems to be waning over the past 12 months. Like no biggie, because like I think it's because I'm in that field of AI. Like I know that this is going to start to rise again. So it's exactly the same type of trend you'll see if you're monitoring like the value of Bitcoin. And like my professional opinion about Bitcoin is that once post-quantum cryptography is available, like it's going to be not the same as it was. So at that point, I'll probably sell some of my Bitcoin, because I don't know that it's going to be worth as much as Ethereum will. Ethereum is not math-based. There's a lot of like human layers of just like decision making that go into the scenes behind the curtain for Ethereum. So I don't think it's like as programmatically reliable as Bitcoin. And I'm pretty sure that like the NFT space will find a new way to use the Bitcoin blockchain. So yes, we will circle back to that. But that's just what I'm considering, unless I myself find a way to integrate like the Bitcoin blockchain in a way that it's actually still going to be beneficial, because all the ways that people were making money off Bitcoin are going to go by the wayside once quantum cryptography needs to be in the space, which is like around the corner. So I did get to go to the NIST, National Institute of Science whatever scientific, I don't know what it even is. NIST, like basically like where they made the SHA-256 algorithm, like basically like the the United States place where like they come up with all of the cybersecurity stuff and a lot of other stuff. So like those people, National Institute of Science and Technology, sorry, or for Science and Technology. But anyway, like I did get to attend there, so this was like 6 years ago, and they were like, "Oh, give it 10 years, and then we'll, you'll be needing to understand it." Well, nobody foresaw like AI being available now. I think that's definitely shortcut that. So anyway, I know that it seems like it's going on a tangent, but these are all like signals that like my brain has to like keep track of. Just it's not ADD. It's just like it's more like I am able to like think about like all these little things as like the pyramid continues to like scaffold up, right? So anyway, the signal that I'm looking for is okay, chatbot interest is going down over time. That's in the United States. So then when I looked at this like 12 months ago, I saw that it was like fluctuating. But if I look at some of my websites now, which I wish I had like made a little bit clearer in this Canva presentation. So I don't know if you can really see these, but okay, so like pets, like I know that there's like a huge upsurge over the last decade in what people care about pets. So like people are having children less often, more people are having pets. So I knew that anything to do with pets and dogs, not only does it matter to me, but I could probably find trends in Google search trends. So see like chatbot. So here it is, like chatbots. Actually, I haven't touched these websites. Like they don't even really exist. Chatbots.baby, chatbots.monster. What else? Yeah, fact checkers, because you're gonna need someone that like checks for them, like checks to make sure that there's not hallucinations for the people that are using no code, low code stuff or don't have the understanding of the code behind it that controls context. Like they're gonna need that a lot. Like lawyers are gonna need that because I don't think most lawyers like really understand the LLM, just like I wouldn't understand, like corporate law the way they would. Like I don't expect that they should understand the code like the same way I do, right? So then I also threw in here like hot chatbots. I thought like, oh, everyone's gonna want an AI girlfriend, right, or an AI boyfriend. Not the case. Like the signal is not telling me that I should spend my weekends working on those websites, but I should spend my weekends on El Paso.ai. Like that one has been down for a while, still gaining some traction. This rednetplaza.com, it's actually like my very old website that I had that I never actually have touched in like, I don't know, like 7 years because because I don't even have access to it because it's on a Duda server, which I lost track of. Look at this one with my full name on it, elsavelasquez.com. It's worth $718. Probably because of when I registered them. So they're like building their own, I guess, like value. And also I started recording my OpenAI GPTs off of my website there, right? So like, anyway, like the word bueno. So I was watching some YouTube shows and some guy said like, oh, anything with the word bueno in it is going to be like really valuable like soon. So I was like, sure, guys. But I ended up buying a ton of websites with the word bueno in them. And sure enough, it's like the highest one, right? So if I were to go back to, let's see, Google search trends, I'm going to look up the word bueno. Bueno, it's bueno, okay? Like it means like good in Spanish. See, like it actually is doing a lot better than chatbots. So like, what would I do here? I would look at subregions if I cared. So like if I wanted to like sell this in Alaska, like if I wanted to build a website that I knew was going to gain value in Alaska with less effort, then I would probably find out some Alaskan word for the equivalent of car, right? And then buy that domain. And I'd be better off doing that than like chatbot stuff. Or I could look up like bueno chatbot, right? Or bueno.chatbot, chatbot.bueno, whatever. But that's what I'm saying. So then you can get the data from here. So here's the data. I'm grabbing the data from there, right? And this is what I started to do to like narrow it down. Like, oh my God, like there's so much data for me to sift through. Like I still have to put in a few hours for my real daytime job. The IRS is looking for someone. So like, I have to like put together some stuff for them. And then I'm gonna just look up the word bueno on. I guess I should just make a new list. I'm gonna make a new list. So I'm gonna like start looking for like trendy words that I know are gonna have as great of a success as the word bueno. I haven't come across one, so I'm just gonna leave this one by itself. I'm gonna make a new folder. I'll put it in the AI Architects folder. Let's name, okay, well, popular words. We'll just call it popular words. We're gonna create it. That way I don't have to keep typing it in each time. So I'm curious, like, okay, so I'm gonna search it under Google, and then I'm also like, because I'm in the weeds with this stuff, I'm wondering like, is Bing gonna be like way more popular of a search place because they're using Copilot, or because of Copilot? So like, check it out. See, like, the word bueno is hard to rank for. Here's some stuff that you can talk about. I actually bought like some websites that had to do with food and like stuff with the word bueno, taco bueno. All right, so then we have this data. So I guess I will, I don't know, I can't see the rest of it. Okay, so then I kind of want to keep this data. So where is my thing to keep my data? So I'm just gonna add it to my keyword list, popular words. It's already there, I think, yeah. All right, so then, oops, I meant to add it, not remove it. So how much is Ahrefs? Ahrefs is like $100 a month, but it's been like invaluable to me, at least. I use it for a lot of stuff. Okay, so then I don't want to just check on Google because I want to, like, let's see what is YouTube doing with that word. Like, they're not really, YouTube doesn't have very much traffic, but check it out. Like in South America, they actually do have a lot of use for that, even in Poland. So that's interesting, but not a lot. So I'm going to add it to my keywords list. It's actually still already there. Don't really need that. And then I'm going to look in Bing. Oh, interesting. They even have like paid organic traffic for that. And and it does come up in first world countries. So this goes back to Ms. Harlan's case where like you have to make something that's going to sell to people that have money. Like that, otherwise, how are you going to be viable, right? So this does seem to make a difference. And I wonder if I like actually look at the whole thing. So I'm trying to see like where was I downloading these words before. So I'm going to go back to popular words. So there's a way to like download the results. Export. See, here's export. See, like you can see like it's fluctuating. So I'm gonna export the results from Bing. And I can go into the weeds of why I care about Bing all of a sudden, but like I just mentioned, right? Like because of the way AI is affecting everything and how LLMs are gonna be probably the new way that people search words. Like I'm gonna use Bing's data because I know Google doesn't search the same way right now. They still use like keywords. Last I checked, that might be changing very soon, but we don't, till it does, I don't really know. So it falls under the parent topic, Taco Bueno. Well, that's interesting. All right, so like, do I need to go into all these details right now? No, not really. And then what's the other one? YouTube, right? I want to look at YouTube. So I'm gonna export that. And I guess I should have looked up chatbots too, like inside of my popular words thing. I probably should have added the word chatbots. So I'm gonna actually look up chatbot, and it could be chatbots, chatbot. Okay, well, this helps me understand who my competitor is because Ms. Hardland also talked about that a lot. Like you need to know who your top competitor is. I know for a fact mine is character.ai. So I'm gonna add this to my popular words list. And do I need to add a whole ton more words right now? Not really, not right now. So I need to find out like what is Streamlabs chatbots, right? And so what am I doing while I'm here? I'm making sure that I have signal for like what matters. So I did generate signal from my YouTube channel. So over here, if you look at my live podcast, like the reason I used this 1,000 subscribers is because it had been a while since I'd seen like a spike in subscriptions. And I was monitoring my top competitors here. So there's somebody named like Mia Camera. I can't remember her name. I really need to memorize her name. But she gets like 50,000 views every time she puts out a video, like once a month. And she does not come from a software background, from what I can tell. But she's like really slowly explaining like how she's building chatbots. And I think like definitely she's like got a sellable perspective and persona, and she's like really cute accent or like easy to follow, and she does like handhold through her explanations, so she makes it easy for people who come from whatever software background or no software background to follow along with what she's doing, and she's pleasant to listen to. So of course I'm going to start looking at what she's putting out. I'm going to start looking at what Matt Wolf is putting out, and also what was the other one? I can't remember. Like whatever other top AI news results are coming up, I'm going to throw all their videos into ChatGPT and ask it like abstract like the best topics for me to create my school.com slash what is it called, prompt engineering website. I'm sorry, teaching courses. Like help me devise like the right way to bring someone in that doesn't even know what questions to begin to ask me. Because if I look at my live ones, right, I think you can, yeah, by the popular one, see like 29 views. Okay, there's one that's way more popular than that. I don't know if this is really like putting them in oh, it's because it's actually a video. Sorry, it wasn't a live, it was a video. I uploaded the video. So see, like it already has 3,000 views. So within the first, like, I would say week, I saw that people were actually watching this one. And I figured they would because it was like an example of what it's like to learn live from me, as if I was teaching kindergarten, except I'm teaching like my friends, people that I've ran into, right, that have like real questions on the spot that are looking for real specific answers. So then what I did from there was, because I know how to start to rank, I paid someone $40 to help me get like more views for this particular video, because I knew that that would bump up my algorithm in YouTube, or my spot in the YouTube algorithms a lot more. All legit, like it's okay to like ask people to watch your video, except it's like affiliate marketing. So I'm not the one sitting there like asking my 3 friends, you know, like, can you watch my video? So that's how so once it generated like that enough signal for me to know, okay, like this one is worth like continuing to propel, because I know that the signal shows that people were interested to begin with. And then I was real specific when I asked the person that is the affiliate marketer to like pick this video to promote. So then they got, I think, another 1,000 views on it. I don't know. But ever since then, you know, like I had like maybe 500 subscribers before that, which also had to do with affiliate marketing, like to be completely transparent. Some of it was affiliate marketing, some of it was like my own work. But then having known that this is like, I'm not going to call it guerrilla style, but this is like what people do to get more views, and to like start ranking higher on channels, SEO, all what you name it. Like there are ways to get it to work faster, because I'm very confident in my ability to transmit this information to people asking me questions live. Like that's why I was like, okay, well then push this one out there, because that's the best showcase of skills, right? Not just mine, but like their comfort level in the explanations. And of course, if they have more questions, like, and I do engage with them still, obviously, like I know them, they can still ask me more questions. This was like the kind of showcase example of what it means to learn prompt engineering for me, and why I chose chatbots, and why I'm using that as my signal, and why this signal here is what is letting me know like it's time to recruit a next small pool of folks that want to learn prompt engineering straight from me with their use case examples. So these are the 2 things I'm going to do, because I've noticed the signal is I'm going to scrape the content from the courses from my true competition. And how do I know who my competition is? Okay, well then I'm going to go here. I'm going to like look up like AI news. It has been like probably the most prominent word. So then how do I know that that's the most prominent word? Well, because when you're going to add a video to here, I'll pretend like I'm adding a video here. So let's pretend that I'm uploading a video. Like it'll show you which words are the most popular. Oh wait, not there. That's actually probably not the right way. So let me pretend like I'm going to create another live while we're here. I think this one. Oh, okay. So this is annoying, but like as you're typing in these words right here, it actually it drops a list and tells you like how many millions of videos already exist with it. So it's a very non-intuitive thing. Like you would think, oh well, if there's 40 million views already, or videos already with the words AI news, like why would I add to that? Well, this is like a non-intuitive like business thing that I learned a long time ago. Is like if it already exists, right, like, and it has millions of views, then it's probably the right thing to pick because there's already proof that people care about that. If I were to come in and be like AI chatbots and it has like no views, like, and I know that they already are like emerging, well, it's probably not the right topic because if it was, it would have already had traction. So you actually want to do something that's already been done successfully by a lot of people before you. So when you're like, if you're building a business like bricks and mortar, right? Like you want to put your coffee shop next to Starbucks because you know that Starbucks already did the research and they know that there's people that will go there for coffee enough to where they were okay with investing their money there because that is where people go to look for coffee and they're ready to spend. So you wouldn't go put your coffee shop in the middle of nowhere because you think like, oh, these people in the middle of nowhere want coffee. Not likely. Like probably Starbucks already looked into it and they didn't decide to, so you probably shouldn't. Like, are there lots of business underlying differences between what I'm saying and what might actually work? Sure, but I don't want to spend my day researching what business people already went to school for and what Starbucks already did. Like I'm not interested in that. I just know like if it's already working, then go with it. So that's why I chose like the specific words AI news. So anyway, back to here, right? So like remember we had like taken all of the words, and so like what, how do I use this? So back to the nitty-gritty part, like how do I use this to build my, to understand what signal is and like continue finding the right websites? Because foundationally I can take any website and like push SEO on it. But what if I don't have time? Like after I started to work for this current contract, like it's fascinating what I'm getting to do. So I don't have as much time during the day like I did for a year to just kind of like check stuff out, like, you know, like focus on content creation, all that. But I still make sure that every single second of my day is dedicated towards something that's going to make me a profit for the next, I don't know, like I had originally said like 3 months, so it's like 2 months and 1 week out. But I think I'm going to switch my thinking and think like for 2 years this is what I'm going to do, because it's what I did for blockchain and it paid off in dividends. So I'm going to do the same for this AI bubble that I'm going through, that we're going through right now. So when I go to OpenAI, I already have myself. Let me see. Let me log in. Correct. Because I have like 2 accounts. So I'm gonna go to my ChatGPT agent. So you will see over here, I have my own GPTs. So let me look at my own GPTs. So I'm gonna explore GPTs. Well, actually, I guess they're up here. They're also right here. So these are my GPTs. So I don't see the one that I built for this. So I have like SEO Spike is what it's called. More SEO assistant. No, not that one. It's actually like literally called SEO Spike. Okay, so here. See, like I already had built this one under alsavelasquez.com. I think that this is adding like value to my website that I've let sit dormant for years. So SEO Spike is already like programmed to take my Ahrefs data and help me like make wise decisions. Okay, so which websites should I look for considering the data I supplied you? So what should I look to buy considering the data I supplied you? I'm going to dump in here like all of my downloads with, so here I'll show you the downloads. So these are the stuff that we just got out of Ahrefs and Google. I'm going to give it this data. So what's inside of SEO Spike? Well, that I'm not going to tell you because because you know, like there's some stuff that like, okay, I can tell you. I basically like told it like, um, what do you know? Pretend you're the world's foremost SEO developer. Um, take take whatever data I give you and come up with the best responses as if you were being hired to make sure that my content comes up first in all searches or something like that. Like something real basic like that. That's all that SEO Spike does. Let's see. More details so I can assist you accurately. So to provide recommendations on which websites to buy based on your data, I'll need more specifics about the type of data you're referring to. Are you looking for websites related to AI, technology, or another specific niche? I am hoping you can both help me find a great niche and also then tell me which website to try to buy. Okay, so like it already knows that I'm interested in AI. So a lot of it is saying like do AI stuff. And so did I even put the word AI into my searches? No. Remember, it's just like chatbots and bueno. So exchange. Okay, so Shopify. Okay, can you suggest domain names that would encompass all this info? So something. So it's probably gonna say something like bueno.ai, tech for good AI, AI ethics hub, AI insight circle, innovate with AI safe future. So I actually already have like AI agents.live, stuff like that. So avoid hyphens and numbers. Okay, that's like new. So I hadn't been avoiding hyphens and numbers. So make it intuitive. So then here is like my final piece of advice is if you're gonna buy GoDaddy websites, like don't be logged in, don't do it under your IP because I've tried that before, and so and I could just be like paranoid. But what I've noticed is if I try to buy it off my laptop, even if I'm logged out of GoDaddy, it says that it's parked, and then it says that they can buy the domain for me. When I know that if I do similar off of my phone in incognito mode, it has never done that. So then what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna look for some of these on my phone, buy them through incognito mode. It's a little bit inconvenient, sure, but better that than paying like $80 for a website that should have cost me like $2 for the first year. And that is one of the things that I'm doing to make sure that every effort that I make is actually paying off. Um, and so to like close the loop and go back to why I was even talking about, where is it? Let's see, where is she? I lost those. To keep doing this kinds of like too many videos, too many links, right? What is it called? Like tab overwhelm. I don't know. Maybe I'm not going to find her right now. Is this it? Okay. Well, anyway, the website where I was showing you, I think I like forwarded out of it. But the website that I was showing you, oh, actually, I do know this. Not website, but the show. Here it is. The show. You can be rich in 56 days. I mean, I think that's a little bit clickbaity because that's like not a lot of time, but maybe if you have the kind of time they do right now, I did over the summer, and I didn't make the best decisions with my time over the summer. But I am now. Then I, like basically like to close the loop in what I'm saying is I am being really, really clear on this. And the reason why I am pivoting my thinking right now is because I was like, well, I only want people that have like a software base because I do fundamentally believe that there should be more minorities at the AI table. And that's probably not like easy to hear, but then I'm already excluding most people because like I have never met another. No, I met one. I met one other like half Hispanic person that was actually also like really good at software that was getting to go to NASA. I think she ended up at NASA. I don't know. I really don't know where she ended up, but yeah, like I'm already excluding pretty much all minorities if that is what I'm saying you need to have. So I had to like stop and visit my own thinking and say like, okay, well, if I'm really serious about like I do believe that there should be more minorities at the AI table, then I need to remove that barrier to entry. I need to lower the cost a bit, but not so much that I still don't get value out of it for myself, because it does need to be self-sustaining and profitable for me. Otherwise, I might as well just work my 9 to 5 and like make my money that way. So no longer am I going to make the barrier to entry like that. You have to have a software background, because that's what my competitors on YouTube are doing, is that they don't have that barrier, and they're sure to me what they're transmitting is kind of fluff, and they're just like highlighting exciting things about AI, and they have like a few use cases that are probably working for them. Like I like if I come at it from the software side, I can find all sorts of holes in it. But if I come from it as like someone not the software side, and like looking at the company by Liam Otley Morningside, they're selling hella product according to their claims, um, doing stuff that's low code, no code. Well, can you imagine if I could combine that enthusiasm in a lot of people, and then also empower like the less represented people? And I'm not talking about race. Actually, what I'm really talking about is like socioeconomic class, because I know plenty of like white folk, that also don't have access to education the same way that like the rich people in Boulder did. Like, let's just be real. So this is more like a socioeconomic thing to me than it is like a ethnic thing. So I shouldn't call it. So what I'm saying by minorities is I should actually say like lower socioeconomic status people are already going to be less represented at the AI table than someone who had like a lot of advantages at the onset. Otherwise, there would have been a lot more people like me, right, at the school that I went to. There'd be a lot more people like me competing for the jobs that I get. And I don't know if you know my academic background, but it's very like extensive in many different fields. So I never used what is it called? Like when you use your ethnicity to get your foot in the door. I never needed that because I scored really high on exams too. And I don't even know if I actually ever checked off my ethnicity when I was first going to college. I don't even know. Because to me, that's not what it's all about. Sure, like once you show up in person, it does play into it. But like we don't need to be focused on that anymore, because now it's like AI is leveling the playing field, and like it's time to take full responsibility for helping to make things accessible. So yeah, like I'm gonna remove the barrier to entry is that you have to have a background in software. So I'll just have to like do what I did as a kindergarten teacher, and I was teaching kids that were from like seriously minimal IQ levels to like little GT, like little kids that were really impressive, but equally on the on the spectrum of impressive and academically and like less impressive academically. Like they all still contributed to the quality of like the experience. And in case you didn't know, did you know that like GT, gifted and talented kids, at least when I was in school, because I was GT, we rode the same short bus as like the kids that were in special ed departments. And my sister's a sped teacher. She says that special ed is no longer like the right word. I don't know the right words because I'm not in the education field anymore. But like we all rode the short bus together. So like that to me, like that is also really valuable. So I need to just like make sure that whatever content I produce is able to scaffold from entry level to like other people that are already in software, right? And probably priced accordingly, and also like very targeted, directed, so that someone can progress in within the same courses. And that's the signal that I'm picking up, not just from what I'm doing, but like from evaluating the other YouTube courses. And then now I know like what kinds of next websites to buy to build off of, thanks to the GPT, right? It was able to analyze the data I gave it, and it deduced that I need to find more websites that have the word AI in it. And if you recall, like it didn't necessarily say like it has to end with .ai, which I'm really excited about because they're actually extra expensive if your website ends with .ai or whatever. I don't think that you can get .agi yet. I think I tried like a month ago. Maybe that's changed. In Web3 websites, the only thing you really get with those is like, I guess they claim that it's easier to do blockchain and NFT stuff on those, which is going to matter soon as more decentralized um, like media is becoming more important. But did you know that you can actually access like the Bitcoin blockchain website with HTML? Like you don't need to pay $1,000 to go buy a Web3 website. I think I bought one for 10. I did. I bought one for $10 like a year and a half ago, and now they're like $1,000. So do you have to invest $1,000 in a website that claims it makes it easier to do NFT stuff on? I don't think so. Not yet. Not if you understand how to write HTML, and if you don't, well, ask ChatGPT 4.0. It'll basically write it for you. But in the meantime, like it's going to be valuable to buy websites that have to do with ethics and AI, at least for the chatbot stuff that I'm doing. So like you'll have your own, use cases or your own interests. Maybe you don't care about AI and chatbots, but whatever your interest is. Like now you have one of the, I guess, prevailing questions I had during that live session was, how do you know what to do that people will care about? This is one way. So far, it's proving to be good enough for some stuff. So if in a year after I buy one, I've noticed that it hasn't really gained any traction and I don't see any other signals that make me believe that it's going to become more valuable, then I don't pay for the next year's website, because they usually go up significantly by the second year if you buy them really cheap the first year on GoDaddy. So unless it's about to pay for itself, like then I don't keep it, right? And in the meantime, I just continue doing my 9 to 5 job the best I can to continue building that audience. And I do think it's okay to market skills everywhere. So I don't know, next place I'm going to put some signals on, it's going to be like different, like for example, Bumble has a place where you can go on there and say like, I'm trying to find business matches. And I'm sure that there's plenty of dating websites out there where you can say like, hey, I'm like specializing in AI, or I'm specializing in I can help you understand your workflow, like, or I know someone that can, like, like, do you want to meet for business? Like, I am all about that. So I am marketing on LinkedIn. I am marketing on YouTube. Where else? Like a little bit of Facebook locally, not that much, because Facebook overwhelms me, honestly. And then on school, SKOOL. And I used to fear judgment for like where I had my digital footprint, but like this isn't about me and my self-consciousness anymore. This is more like, do I want to help dogs? Yes or no? Because I think dogs help humans. Yes. So like, am I willing to break my own beliefs to market in places that are less likely traditional, but probably have just as good of a pool of potential clients or interested parties that would have the means to pay me what I think what I know is the value I bring to the table. Because at my current job, like it is measured in metrics, like in dollar signs is metrics. Like I know that I bring like value. So yeah, I'm gonna try that next. That I'll probably be a little bit less public about, but I'm sure you can connect the dots. And if not, it doesn't pertain, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. This is long enough, but that is like one of the ways to like use AI to make sure that you're getting the right signal so that you're focused in the right way to make your millions not just more likely, but also to work in your favor faster. And so that you have like a more directed way to spend the time you're spending on it. And the reason I prefer the sessions with other folks on the call is because then I know exactly what they want to know and I can get them the answer. But with me just like going on here, starting from whatever place I'm at, it's harder for me to say like, this is what you can do, this is what you can do, because I don't know like what entry point people have. And that question has been answered with the signal in the other YouTube videos. So start making videos that start from square 0 to square 1000 and just like keep going with that path. So I'm going to start making the school.com/prompt-engineering courses to cater to like all audiences. So software background or not, like you can still make a killing doing this AI. I'm not gonna call it a bubble, like through this AI shift, I guess, because life changed. All right, so hopefully you embrace the change also. See you later, homies.